Hello everyone, Jen Mueller here. Welcome to another work week and a chance for you to brush up on your sports knowledge before you get to the office and wonder, what is everybody talking about? What game last night? I'll tell you what game last night. It was the Broncos and the Steelers in the NFL playoffs wildcard weekend, and it could not have been any wilder than that finish with Tim Tebow. You know, going into that game, people wondered if it was going to be Tebow's last game as a starter with the Broncos. They didn't think that he had it in him to beat the Steelers. Remember, they've won a few Super Bowls in recent memory here. They're a pretty good team. But instead, it was an overtime thriller. The first play in overtime, a touchdown pass, the Broncos win, and now people are wondering, what is Tebow's future in Denver? How long can he keep this up? He'll have a chance to do it again this week against the Patriots. Another tough matchup for the Broncos as the NFL playoffs continue this weekend and as we get ready to name the two teams that will be going to the Super Bowl. College football fans will likely be talking about the BCS title game. That gets played on Monday night. It's LSU and Alabama, a rematch from earlier in the year. LSU won that game 9-6 in overtime. A defensive battle for sure. People are wondering now, is it going to be the same kind of matchup? Will we see more defense, or has there been so much time past that we'll see a different kind of game? Remember, neither of these teams have played in over a month. How will that kind of layoff affect both teams in tonight's game? If you are a fan of baseball, you're waiting to see who officially makes it into the Hall of Fame. That announcement will come this morning, and longtime Cincinnati Red Barry Larkin is expected to be a shoo-in. It's not a controversial class at all, but that changes next year. It seems like this is the last easy year for the committee who gets to make those nominations and those decisions, because next year it's Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, and Sammy Sosa. All three were big names in the steroid era, and voters will have to decide how much merit to give them based on their history with steroids and just other things going on in the game. If you're a basketball fan, perhaps you've heard that Dwight Howard of the Orlando Magic has asked for a trade, and the GM has allowed him to talk to a few teams. But here's a question or two that could be raised. Is it okay for him to be so focused on himself when he is, in fact, part of a team? Now, there's no right or wrong answer, but Dwight has made it very clear that he needs to take care of himself regardless of what anybody else thinks. How do you feel about that one? You know, it might seem silly to talk about sports in the office, and you might wonder why your coworkers do it, but here's what happens. When you're able to participate in that conversation, it increases your likability and visibility in the office. When you combine that with your ability just to do your job well and do what you do, you are unstoppable. So don't just walk by those conversations this week. Stop by, listen in, and hey, try one of these little tidbits and see if you can get the conversation going. If you'd like more information, more tips, more blogs, it's all on the website talksportytome.com.